Baez. A jury will have to decide if Tiffany Toribio was insane when she suffocated her son and then buried his body at an Albuquerque park 2 years ago. Today, a district court judge granted her attorneys permission to use insanity as a defense. News 13's Crystal Gutierrez is in the Newsplex with more.
And Kim, today's motion will allow the jury to find Toribio guilty or not guilty by reason of insanity. Now, which means if she's found guilty, a life sentence. Not guilty by reason of insanity, she could walk away or be admitted into a mental hospital if she's still considered a danger to society.
That I think Ms. Toribio's constitutional rights are paramount here, and I appreciate the state recognizing that.
And the district judge agreed. Now it will be up to a jury to decide if Tiffany Toribio was insane when she allegedly smothered her 3-year-old son Ty to death, then dug a shallow grave in playground sand to bury his body in an Albuquerque park in May 2009. The accused killer sat quietly as her attorney asked the judge to grant them permission to use the insanity defense, even though they missed the deadline.
I want to apologize to the court for not advising you sooner.
The defense was supposed to request the insanity defense motion just weeks after Toribio was arraigned in June 2009.
That's 20 days after the arraignment. There's no way anybody in the face of the earth was going to be able to say what their defense or offense would be at this case.
Toribio's attorneys say they had scheduling difficulties, problems getting evidence, and reviewing recorded interviews, not to mention thousands of photos they had to sift through. The state didn't argue, in fact, agreed the case is massive.
This case is so complex. There are over 2,000 documents, 2,000 photographs, and over 108 witnesses that we've identified so far that are involved in this case.
The state asked the judge for more time now that the insanity defense is on the table.
It's almost like hitting the reset button, because up to this point, everybody's been preparing the case based on the facts and the information we had available.
A reset button that will push the trial date back 9 months, now scheduled for October, more than 2 years after Ty Toribio's lifeless body was discovered buried beneath a playground.
The rules were in place for a good reason, so that we're not finding ourselves in a place like this.
And the case gets even more complicated because the state believes it can use guilty by mentally ill, which means Toribio was only mentally unstable when the crime was committed, not before or after. Now that also carries a life sentence in her case. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Crystal. Now, the report from the psychiatrist is sealed. The state says its next move is to validate if what the doctor found justifies that Toribio is insane.